Hey, so this is James, the hobo traveler again. In today's video, we're going to be talking about why certain people shouldn't be traveling. So me and Rio, we've actually met several people that were maybe too immature or that were just kind of like messing up the game. One of these stories happens when I went to Mexico and I met a fellow YouTuber. Everything seemed cool. The guy, he was talking a good game. Hey man, I'm doing this, and that in Mexico. But it stopped. The BS started once I actually touched down in Mexico. So I went to Tijuana. Tijuana is a very sketchy place. Now, it's not for everybody. There's plenty of people that love Tijuana. They like drugs and street walkers and stuff like that. But Tijuana wasn't the place for me. But I didn't know that until I actually got there. So I go there and I meet up with this fellow YouTuber. Everything seems to be going good. And we get a taxi, we go to his house, which actually ended up being a shack. And I'm like, bro, you didn't tell me that you were living like this. And you can't really knock people for the way they live, but you gotta tell me if you're living on a cot, like literally. If you're sleeping on a cot, like bro, I haven't been on a cot since I was a little kid, like since the daycare center, So like, bro, you want me to be on a cot? No. So we go there. So I drop my bags off. He's bumming, hey, you're a little bit too close. He's bumming the internet from his next door neighbors, and because I work on the internet, like I'm just like, bro, you should have told me about this because I would have just got a hotel. We could have just hung out and you could have showed me Mexico. So we decided to go to the club that night. We go to this club and it's all these different types of music bands. You got mariachi, you have ranchero, you got a lot of stuff going on. And we go to this, I guess, VIP section, and he just walks in there like he's somebody. And there's dudes, Mexican dudes, all tatted up, just all this stuff, like, man, all this stuff going at once. And I tell him, like, yo, I don't think we should be here. He's like, nah, man, it's cool. And you can tell, like, the guys have pistols on them. And he's trying to dance with the guy's girl. And I'm just like, bro, seriously. I didn't come to Mexico to get shot my first day here.
Right.
Like really. And this dude was, like, really messing up, like, in the game. Like, this is how you run your shit here in Mexico? So he's like, oh, man, I think we should go. I was like, yeah, we should go. Because one of the dudes held the dude back from pulling that thing up out, out on us, like for real. Like I'm like, bro, I did not fly all the way here just to get shot. So I didn't come here to beef with no Mexican gang members. So anyway, so we go back to a spot, and I'm just like, damn, I'm sleeping on a cot.
Right.
Like I can't sleep on no cot.
Did you wake up with back pain?
Bro, I slept for like 3 hours, like maybe not even that. Like I was like in and out of sleep. Like damn, somebody gonna bust in this door and blow my brains out. You know what I mean?
Any minute now.
Like any minute. And the key thing was, I'm like, this is uncomfortable. So as soon as dawn broke, I'm like, hey, look, man, I gotta find a hotel. So we go to I guess like an area in Tijuana where there's a whole bunch of hotels. But all the hotels are just like full. I'm like, bro, I'm walking around with my MacBook, my clothes, my camera, all this other stuff here in Mexico. And I'm just thinking like, look, this is too much. I think I'm just gonna try to find a flight to go home. Out of nowhere, a hobo in a brown suit. I mean, this was brown, the definition of brown. He's like, hey, you need a place to stay? I'm like, whoa. I'm like, yeah, I'm good. He's like, well, I see you've been walking around for a while. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, just show me where a hotel's at. He finds this hotel, a hole-in-the-wall hotel between two brothels. But I'm like, I need to get inside as soon as possible. I really don't want to be walking around Mexico with a MacBook and all this other equipment on me. So we decided to go into this hotel where you kind of go up this staircase, and there's no cleaning ladies in the hotel. They're all dudes that clean. And they all look like those dudes from Denzel Washington's movie Training Day, like the Mexican dudes that put the shotgun to the dude's head. Hey, Jake, like
When they were
like,
playing cards?
yeah,
Or
when
was
they
it
were
a
playing
dice game?
cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they were playing cards. Like I'm just like, what type of place you got me in? So I'm like, man, I just feel super uncomfortable. And I'm walking around like I feel terrified to go to any type of like restaurants or anything like that because people are like legit watching me. Some people are like coming up to me and stuff like that. I'm like, this is not a good vibe for me. I don't like this. I don't like what's going on. Every time you look up, somebody's looking at you like Scooby Doo. Like you know when the eyeballs move. Like the guys are walking and the paintings like look another way.
Yeah.
As soon as that's how I felt everywhere. In Mexico, it was not a good vibe.
It really is tense there, like, as far as cartels
bro, it's super tense. Like I did not like the whole assault rifles everywhere. Like that shit was not, because you see that in the DR, but it's like you can trust the police to an extent. In Mexico, I was like, nah. Especially after you told me that the police robbed them, I was like, bro, you got me out here with cartel members. Oh, and that's another thing. So he introduces me to this one dude that said, he used to move baking soda across the border. Like, bro, why you got me meeting this dude? Like, seriously? Like, I could catch one at any minute. You got me meeting, dudes that move and this and that, and he might be in some type of gang war or beef, and I catch one just because you didn't give me the heads up. And I remember one time I came out of the hotel, and being from the South, try to be like, have manners. So this one lady asked me to take this bag, like this garbage bag, and lift it up into her car. So I'm like, all right, cool, I'm gonna help this lady. And then when I picked the bag up, I'm like, I don't know what the hell is up in this bag. I really didn't know what was in the bag. I didn't want to ask no questions, or why she choose me out of everybody to help her load some stuff into her trunk. So I just get to the point where, like, man, I just can't. I feel completely unsafe. I feel like I was in the movie Man on Fire by Denzel Washington, and I was not a hero in the movie, that I was gonna meet a bad ending. So I just decided to leave after, I would say, 3-4 days. I was supposed to be there for 7 days, but I said, screw it. So anyway, that's my story in Mexico.